So face off in the neutral zone, taken in by 27, scores! Puck thrown back into the Pioneer zone, taken up by 13, slid up forward for number 11, played by the goaltender, number 1 here along the blue line. Hello, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to Joy Burns Arena as we close out the season tonight for DU women's hockey. Now, Valentine's Day, known for a lot of things. It's sweetness, it's candy, but tonight for 5 Pioneers, it's a little bit of a bittersweet evening as they will close out their DU hockey career against the Colorado Buffaloes. We're so glad you could be joining us tonight here from Joy Burns Arena for Price Productions. My name is Ben Canvasser, and we should have a good one for you tonight as the Pioneers look to avoid the season sweep from the Colorado Buffaloes. And for the CU Buffs, they're looking for one more big win to help lift them into the top 15 and for a chance to play for a national championship. Players are making their way off the ice. We're going to do a quick clean here. We'll be back in 15 minutes for player introductions and senior night's festivities from Joy Burns Arena.
told of his life in the land of submarine.
Don't act like you forgot. I called a shot. Clap, 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 clap. Pay me what you want it. Don't act like you forgot. Bitch better have my money. Bitch better have my money. Pay me what you want it. Bitch better have.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Joybirds Break-In for our University of Denver Senior Night. Ladies from the University of Colorado, if you would like to enter the ice, come to your bench, please. All right. For our first senior of the evening is Molly Erickson. Her parents, David and Judy. She comes from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. She was our marketing officer, and she's graduating with a degree, Bachelor in Science in Business Hospitality. Her future plans are work in hospitality in a small mountain town. Give it up for Molly. Our next senior is Lily Moravchuk. Her parents are Chris and Joe. She's from Lonsdale, Minnesota. She did not hold an officer position this year, but she's graduating with a degree in a Bachelor of Science in Biology. She plans to go to grad school for a Master's of Science in Anesthesia. Give it up for Lily. Next is Elisa Bisha Sharu. Her dad is Blaine. She's from Kilburn, Illinois, and Calgary, Alberta. She was the president of the club team this season. She has a master's degree in accountancy and a Bachelor of Science in accounting. She plans to move back home to Calgary and work in accounting for Nutrient Age Solutions. Give it up for Alicia. Next senior is Anna Shipley. Her parents are Dave and Tara. She's from Woodland, Washington. She's our vice president. She's graduating with a degree in Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology. Her plans are to take a gap year to work and then go to graduate school to become a therapist. Give it up for Anna. Our last senior, captain of the women's club team, Megan Schwajek. Her parents are Mike and Susan from Rochester Hills, Michigan. She is our fundraising officer. She is getting a degree in Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science. And she plans to start her career in sustainability field. Give it up for Megan. We would also like to invite the seniors from Senior on the Ice. We would not be able to have awesome games like this available to everyone without club sports like CU and TU. So everyone give it up for the ladies on the ice tonight.
So set to drop the puck on what should be an emotional senior night for the 5 Denver Pioneers. And as you saw there during the announcements of the players, the DU players gifting the Colorado seniors flowers of their own, as this will be their final regular season game too before they go on for the postseason. No postseason for the Pioneers, but one more opportunity this year to pick up a W and, more importantly, avoid the season sweep to Colorado. Starting lineups, as you just heard, for DU. They will be rolling out all 5 seniors to start things off here in this contest. And the starting goaltender for the Pioneers is going to be Megan Cunningham with a .936 save percentage on the season. She's going to be going up against 72 Shira Wine with a .928 save percentage, a 1.98 goals allowed average on the season. Colorado doing really well, avoiding giving up those big games, and it starts between the pipes. So as you heard during the pregame, we are honoring the 5 seniors who are going to be playing their last game for the Pioneers. Moravchik, Swychek, Sharon, Sherling, and Erickson. As the face-off is dropped, the puck is underway here, and we are ready for the final regular season game from Joy Burns Arena. Puck taken here by Verselli, sends it in for CU. Taken back by the Pioneers. Maiselo drops it off back to the blue line. O'Brien launches it back into the far side corner. Played back here for the Pioneers. Kicked back to the blue line and once again sent back in by CU. DU nearly caught there with too many ladies on the ice. Taken here by number 5, Sharon. Dumps it back into the Colorado end, and Cunningham, check that. Wine will cover it up with 19:10 remaining in the first period. So the faceoff coming to the left side of Wine. Offensive zone faceoff here for the Pioneers. Draw one by DU. Puck thrown towards the front of the net. Played up along the far side boards. Comes back to center ice. Sent back into the DU zone, and it'll be taken here by 16 Doherty. Turned back into the DU zone. Now it's taken again by the Pioneers. Played into the middle, just too far for Katz. They will go back into the CU zone. McDonald will win the race to the puck. Taken up now by number 28, Paulson. She brings the puck into the zone for the Buffs. Puts on the brakes and plays it back to McDonald with the blue line. Taken back by DU, and it's taken by Sramik. Sramik's got it, will play it back into the CU zone. She'll go off for a change, and the Buffs will tag up here with 18:18 remaining here in the first period. Back to the blue line. Taken here by CU. It's Sullivan. Walking in on the blue line, sends the puck around the net. First one there is Hestel. Pakela has it now. She'll fire it back around the boards along the near side. Kept in by Sullivan in the blue line. Fires a wrist shot. There's the first save by Cunningham. Puck loose. Back in the DU zone. Taken by Pakela. Slides it over for Hextall. She'll dump it in, and now she'll go off for a change as well. Played up ahead by CU. Back to Hardy. Whiffing on the pass there. Along the near side boards. Sullivan will play it back into the neutral zone. Spinning with it there is Davies. Walking into the zone. Unable to get the shot off. Trying to drag it towards the slot. It's stolen back by the Buffs. Colorado in their 3 wins this season over DU, outscoring the Lady Pioneers 19-4. Last night, these two teams met in Boulder. It was a 4-2 win for CU. It was the best performance for the Pioneers against the Buffaloes this season as the shot ricochets wide off the net of Wine. Taken back by O'Sullivan. Dupuis plays it into the neutral zone, tap back into the Pioneers' end, and this is going to be an icing here with 16:26 remaining in the first period. So the faceoff coming to the left side of Wine here. Draw one by the Pioneers. Sharon sends it back around the boards, taken by Dupuis. She's taken off the puck by DU. Spinning pass towards the slot. Wine redirects it back behind the net. Pioneers still with control of the puck in the Colorado end. Played along the near side corner, taken by Dupuis, spinning with it. She'll play it back around the net where it's taken by 21, O'Brien. Here comes Sophie O'Brien. She'll dump it back into the DU zone behind the net of Cunningham. Winning the race to the puck there is Doherty. Plays it up along the near side boards for Donovan. Taken once again here by Doherty. Nifty move in the neutral zone to keep the puck. Dumps it back into the CU zone. Mitchell plays it back to the blue line, kept in by the Pioneers. Now it's taken back by the Buffs. Faselli spinning with it, drops it off for Dupuis. Back to Faselli, top of the circle, walks in, fires a shot, and there's a save by Cunningham, and she'll cover it up with 15:14 remaining in the first period. Second save there for 31, Megan Cunningham from Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Getting the nod in net tonight for the Pioneers on this emotional senior night atmosphere. Jam-packed crowd here at Joy Burns Arena. Both sides of the bleachers are full. And here's a race to the puck. It's going to be sent back into the CU zone, played back behind the net of Wine. McDonald, the first one there for the Buffs. Played up ahead and now Piatigorsky's got it, walks in, plays it towards the front of the net. She scores! Colorado strikes first. 5:05 into the contest. And it's Abigail Piatigorsky who gets the Buffs on the board first. Cunningham was looking to play the pass there, and Piatigorsky just slid it through the 5-hole. And the Buffs lead 1-0. So we'll reset here. Face-off coming into the circle. Draw one by the Pioneers. Played towards the middle. Sent back into the CU zone. They battle for it along the near side boards. Now it finally comes free back into the DU zone. Taken here by Mitchell. Dumps it back into the Pioneers' end. No icing here. First one there is Shockett. Turns it over. Back to the Buffs. And DU finally able to clear the zone here. Plays it back into the Colorado end. Taken by Grant. She'll play it back to the blue line. Taken here by the Pioneers. Chopped down to the ice is one of the CU players. Played back here for 13, Haskell. Doherty spinning with the puck along the neutral zone. Plays it towards the middle. Stolen back by CU. Sowers turns it back over to Doherty. Puck played towards the far side. Here's the Pioneers entering the zone. There's a shot, takes a deflection at the blue line. Played towards the slot. Wine will redirect it into the far side corner. It comes loose once again to the slot. And Doherty unable to keep the puck in the zone, so she'll have to retreat to center ice. Puck played far side for Swychek. And Wine will cover things up here. 13-12 remaining in the first period. 1-0 the score. CU on top of DU. face-off coming to the left side of Wine. Swycheck will take the draw here for DU. She wins it. There's a quick shot from the far side boards, redirected back into the far side corner. Sent back into the neutral zone. Good puck play there by Bacala. She'll chase in after it, working against Dupuis. There's a puck thrown towards the slot. Now it gets redirected back into the neutral zone. Taken by Dupuis. She's run off the puck. Now it comes free back for CU. Good zone entry there for the Buffs. Faselli whiffs on the shot there in the slot. Kept in by CU. Cats will ring it around the board. Hardy has it now. Trying to get the puck out of the Pioneer zone. Now it eventually does, and here comes Donovan. Stolen back by McDonald. Back to Donovan. Throwing it off the skates there of Katz. Katz plays it back into the neutral zone. Olsen trying to go 1 against 5. She loses that battle, and now McDonald can break it out for CU. And the puck will go all the way back into the DU zone, and this is going to be an icing unless McDonald has anything to say about it. And she is unable to get there, so the faceoff will come back into the CU zone. Face-off coming to the left side of Wine. Moravchik takes in to take the draw for DU. Buffs win the face-off. Puck sent back to the blue line, kept in by the Pioneers. Olsen sends it back around the net. Now it's taken again by Dupuis, the captain for this CU team. Comes back to the blue line, kept in by DU. There's a shot, ricocheted wide of the net. Once again, thrown back towards the slot. Kept in at the blue line by Davis. There's a quick shot from the top of the circle, redirected high and over the net. Played back around the net. And there's a big hit late in the near side corner, and we're going to have our first penalty upcoming here. This one's going to go against Dupuis. So with 11:04 remaining here in the first period, DU will have their first power play opportunity in this game as they find themselves down 1-0 here in the first. One thing you notice about this CU team is just their ability to break it out of the zone, doing a much better job here in the early goings than DU of being able to get the puck away from their old goaltender. So the faceoff coming to the right side of Wine. Power play unit out there. Shockett will take the draw for DU. Bacala at the blue line. Out there with Doherty. Face-off won by the Buffs. Sent back around the near side boards. And it comes free into the neutral zone, so DU will have to tag up. Doherty has it. Drops it off for Bacala. Played once again into the neutral zone, and now it's sent all the way back down to the Pioneers' end. Bacala the first one on the puck. Good job here by the CU penalty killing unit to kill off some time here. 30 seconds already gone. Back to the blue line for Sullivan. She'll ring it around the boards. Bacala has it now. Pioneers looking to get the puck out of their own zone. It comes free here to Doherty. Played up ahead. Chipped in by DU. And Faselli will play it back into the Pioneers zone. 1:05 remaining here on the power play for the Pioneers. Bacala. Taken off the puck by the Buffs. Sent all the way back into the DU zone as the second power play unit out there now for the Pioneers. Taken by Doherty. Comes free for Donovan. And taken once again. CU bringing the puck into the zone. Thrown on the brakes, played towards the front of the net. Cunningham has to come out of her crease to make that save. And the puck still loose behind the net here as DU is looking to get anything set up here. 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Haxtell at the blue line. Turned back over by DU, and it comes into the neutral zone. 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Sharon. Donovan. Plays it back for Davies. Sent back into the CU zone, and now we'll have an icing here with 8:57 remaining in the first period. So the faceoff coming to the right side of Cunningham here with 8:57 remaining in the first period. CU on top of DU 1-0 on the goal in the early goings by Pitagorski. Faceoff won by the Buffs. Kept it in the blue line there by Mitchell. Two players battling hard in front of the net, right in front of the official. Played up ahead, McDonald wins the race to the puck, and now she'll turn it back for CU. Juliana McDonald loses the puck back to Donovan. Donovan will throw it off of one of the officials, and she looks less than thrilled to have that happen. Puck along the far side boards, played in towards the slot. Here's an opportunity, and a good save there by Wine, covering things up with 8:22 remaining in the first period. The first good goal-scoring opportunity for DU in the last couple of moments. So the face-off upcoming here to the left side of Wine. Draw won by the Buffs. Sullivan plays it around the net. Shot takes a deflection, now back the other way comes CU. It's Sowers. She'll dump it in and chase in after it. Doherty wins the race to the puck. Played back behind the net, out in front for Sowers. She can't get the shot off. Saronic has it now. Trying to weave her way through the entirety of that CU defense. And now she's taken off the puck there by number 4, Furla. Sowers over to Sullivan. Comes free for DU. Sent back into the Buff zone. Wine plays it over to Sullivan. Cycling it back towards Simon. Simon looking to play it towards the middle. It comes free to Picala. Sowers to Simon. Played up ahead for Furla. She'll dump it in and now go off for a change. Picala has the puck behind her own net. Plays it along the near side boards where it's taken by 21 Bourbon. Bourbon will dump it back into the Buffs' end. For no icing as Dupuis is the first one on the puck. Chipped up along the far side boards for Wallace. She'll turn and fire it back towards number 14, Aarons. Good defensive effort there by Picala in the neutral zone. Trying to force a turnover in the CU zone, and now Dupuis will chuck it back into the DU zone where it's taken by Hardy. Hardy run off the puck. Wallace has it now. She's taken down hard to the ice, and now back the other way comes DU, but O'Brien does a great job of stepping in front of that pass, and for a second, I thought that was played onside, but the faceoff will come back outside the DU zone with 6:23 remaining in the first period. Better sustained pressure there for DU over the last 2 minutes as they look to tie things up here against Colorado. Played back along the near side boards for Dupuis. Faselli has it. Shovels it towards the middle for Ewald. Ewald plays it towards the slot, stolen back by the Pioneers. Hackstall's got it now. Working against Dupuis. Comes free for Faselli. Faselli brings the puck in front of her own net and is able to evade one of the Pioneers there. Faselli taking it along the far side, throws it towards the front of the net, and it bounces off the net of Cunningham. Dupuis does well there to step in front of that opportunity, sends it back into the Pioneer zone. Played into the CU zone, and now Wine will cover things up here with 5:33 remaining in the first period. Shots on goal so far, 6 for CU, 4 for DU. And the difference in this one, the goal by Abigail Pitagorski from Park Ridge, Illinois, who put the Buffs on top 5 minutes and 5 seconds into this contest, as Wine will cover things up here again. So we'll do things over here. Swycheck wins the draw for DU. Puck played around the far side boards. Taken by the Buffs. Here's an opportunity for CU. Potential 2-on-1. Good job there by the DU defense to slow things down. Played towards the slot. Here's an opportunity and a shot. And a great save there by Cunningham. Robbing Zahn at the last second there. Puck will be played back into the CU zone. It's going to be a foot race to negate the icing. And Donovan just a half a step too slow there. So the faceoff will come back into the DU zone with 4:55 remaining in the first. Cunningham making a phenomenal save there to keep this a one-goal game. If you're DU, you gotta believe the key in this one is keeping this as close as long as possible. Willing a little belief as the faceoff, it comes back to Sullivan. Fires one towards the front of the net. There's Simon throwing one towards the front of the net, and a great block there by Doherty. Doherty has it again. Plays it back around the net. Played along the far side boards, now taken back behind the net by Sharon. Turned back over for the Buffs. Swycheck plays it back to the blue line. Kept in by Grant. Comes loose to the slot. The shot by Simon is deflected in front of the net. Furla driven into the boards there by 19. Swycheck. Kept in by Sullivan. Doherty with the puck behind her own net. CU goes off for a change. Pass just too far out in front of Donovan. So it comes back to Sullivan. Play back into the neutral zone. Taken by DU. Doherty plays into the neutral zone. Ahrens has it. Slides it over far side for Wallace. Wallace fires a shot, missing the net wide. Now it comes out ahead, and one of the officials just laid out Sramic. So a couple of big plays made in this first period by the Stripes. The biggest hit we've seen all game just happened right in front of us. Face-off won by the Pioneers. Hardy plays it towards the middle, taken by O'Brien. Back to Dupuis. Slides it over for Wallace, taken by Ahrens. Ahrens brings the puck into the zone. Trying to knife her way towards the front of the net. It comes free for Dupuis, fires a shot. There's a great save by Cunningham, flashing the leather. Faselli, far side. Taking it behind the net. Faselli still working the puck. Trying to knife her way towards the front of the net. Her shot just goes in front of the face there of Cunningham. Faselli back to Dupuis. Wrist shot goes wide. Ewald. And now here's the puck played towards the CU zone. And Sramic couldn't get a shot off. Now it's played behind the net. Back for Sramic. Chopped at by a couple of CU players. Now it comes free. Here's an opportunity for the Buffs. Isilo putting on the brakes. Looking for Dupuis. Backhanded shot. Puck still loose in the slot. And Cunningham will cover it up with 2:13 remaining in the first period. So a lot being asked of Megan Cunningham in the final moments of this first period. And the goaltender from Massachusetts standing on her head early in this one. Face-off coming to the right side of Cunningham. Draw one by the Pioneers. And here's an opportunity for DU. It's one-on-one. It'll just be dumped towards the front of the net, and Wine will cover things up there. Bourbon potentially had an opportunity to go one-on-one in on goal. Instead, opting for the shot from the blue line, Wine will cover things up, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off here for DU. Shockett wins the draw. Taken back by CU. Davis spinning within her own zone. Now she'll put on the brakes and set up the offense here with 1:45 remaining in the first period. Davis plays it back into the CU zone. Thrown back into the neutral zone, sent along the near side boards. Katz has it. Stolen back by CU. McDonald loses it again. Played towards the DU bench. Shockett has it now. Flips it up ahead for Hextall. Play back into the neutral zone. CU has it. McDonald will fire it back into the DU zone, and she'll go off for a change. Hextall looking to play it towards the middle. Now it's taken up by 25, Moravchik. Her shot goes wide of the net and now taken back. Now it's taken by Simon. She'll dump it back in for CU, and now they'll all go off for a change. 45 seconds remaining in the first period. Doherty. Up ahead for O'Leary. Now it's taken by Sherling. She'll dump it back into the CU zone, and Wine will cover it up with 30.7 remaining in the first period. So a good opportunity for DU to tie things up here. Offensive zone face-off coming to the left side of Wine. Draw one by CU, taken by Dupuis. She plays it back for Wallace. O'Brien plays it towards the middle, stolen by DU. Kept in by Doherty. Played back into the CU zone. And now will come loose back into the neutral zone. 5 seconds remaining in this first period. Doherty spinning within the neutral zone. That's going to do it here for the first 20 from Joy Burns Arena. The score at the end of 1. The Buffs 1, DU 0. We'll be back for second period of action in just a couple of moments. You're watching a presentation of DU Women's Hockey from Price Productions. Welcome back to Joy Burns Arena on this senior night for the DU women's hockey team. Score after the first period, 1-0 in favor of the visitors from Boulder. The Colorado Buffaloes goal scored 5 minutes and 5 seconds into the first period by Abigail Piatigorsky. Really nice shot from her at the top of the circle. Cunningham, not much she could do. She was coming out to play the pass, and Piatigorsky just slid it right in between the 5-hole and put that first goal in for the Buffs. It's the only goal so far in this contest. These teams meeting for the 4th time this season. CU has won the previous 3 by a combined score of 19-4. However, last night was the closest these two teams have been this entire season, with the Buffs beating the Pioneers by a final score of 4-2. Shots after the first period, 9 for CU, 6 for the Pioneers. Megan Cunningham has played really well besides that opening goal, as Colorado has been on the attack for the majority of this contest. Funny enough, not sure if you saw that, one of the officials who laid that big hit in the first period came over to us to ask if we got that on camera. Don't worry, pal, we got that all on camera. Face-off is won by CU as we are underway here in this second period of action. Puck played back into the Pioneer zone. Doherty, the first one there. Puck played back to the blue line, taken by Dupuis. As you can hear some of the Pioneer student section making some noise here. Icing upcoming with just 22 seconds gone so far in this second period. Sold out Joy Burns Arena. A lot of CU fans have made the drive from Boulder, and of course a lot of Pioneers fans out here to support this women's team in their last contest of the season. They unfortunately will not be playing in the postseason. Colorado, however, just on the cusp of that final 15 that you have to be in to play for a national championship. They have qualified for their conference tournament. So a win here tonight at Joy Burns, followed by a couple of wins in the conference tournament, could mean a potential national championship opportunity for the Buffs. CU has the puck back into the DU zone. O'Brien plays it behind the net. It will come all the way back into the CU zone. Played there by 33 Ewald. Up ahead for O'Brien. O'Brien walks in, knifing her way towards the front of the net, and Cunningham sticks out the pad at the last second to rob O'Brien of the second goal. Comes back out to the neutral zone, played by Mitchell. She'll fire it back into the Pioneer zone, and they'll have to retreat to play it. Played up along the near side boards for Shirley. Taken in the middle there by Moravchik. Thrown back in there by DU. Piatigorsky, the goal scorer for CU, the first one to the puck. Played up along the near side boards. It'll go all the way back into the DU zone, and for another icing here. 18-18 remaining in the second period, or at least should be 18-18. Clock operators have not paused the clock, and now they have with 18-13. So hopefully they'll put 5 more seconds back on the clock as the faceoff is coming to the left side of line. Faceoff won by the Pioneers. Played in the near side corner. Piatigorsky's got it. Looking to spring number 28, Paulson. But that puck goes back into the DU zone for another icing. So the faceoff coming now to the right side of line. Shirowine, the 5'4" goaltender from Utah. Played really well this season, allowing under 2 goals a game. One of 2 CU goaltenders allowing under 2 goals a game. One of the reasons why the Buffs have had such a successful season up until, well, I'm not going to say up until this point. They still lead 1-0 here, and they are looking for an opportunity for a national championship. Piatigorsky takes the puck behind the net. Cycles it back for McDonald. She's taken off the puck there by DU. Now played towards the middle. Here's an opportunity. It's Molly Erickson. She'll fire a shot, takes a deflection off of one of the CU defensemen. Played back to the blue line. Pacala unable to keep it into the zone. Now it's taken by Bourbon. Back to Pacala. She'll dump it back into the CU zone. Far side, McDonald. Bouncing puck, she can't settle it, so now DU could potentially possess here in the offensive zone. There's a shot deflected high and over the net. Erickson, the first one to the puck. She'll play it back around the net. It's a foot race there in the far side corner, won by Hardy. Play back to the blue line. Pacala taken towards the slot. Here's a shot and a good save there by Wine. Charlotte Katz was eyeing her first goal of the game, but Shira Wine standing tall. And this score remains 1-0 for CU with 16:41 remaining in the second period. So a couple of good opportunities there for DU, looking to tie things up. Katz will dig in to take the draw. Puck thrown towards the front of the net kind of awkwardly, and Wine had to make a last-second save there to cover it up. Couple of deflections. So we'll do it all again. Katz versus Ahrens. Comes back, there's a shot, ricochets wide of the net. Puck gloved down by Doherty, comes back into the neutral zone. Doherty has it again. Here's a 3-on-2 opportunity for the Pioneers. Doherty fires one towards the front of the net. Wine redirects it into the far side corner. Taken back behind the net. Back to the blue line. There's a quick shot into deflection. Puck still loose in front of the net. They whack away at it. And now it finally comes free back for CU. And it'll be sent all the way back into the DU zone. Cunningham will have to come out to play. Katz quickly up ahead there for Olsen. Katz plays it back to her defenseman. Olsen has it. Now there's a nice move by Doherty. Brings the puck into the CU zone, fires a shot. Wine will cover things up with 15:46 remaining in the second period. Shots now 10-9 in favor of the Pioneers, who have turned things up a bit here in this second period. Still looking for their first goal. Just 46 goals this season for DU. It has not come in bunches, but they have scored by committee on this Pioneers team. There's a quick shot. Redirected wide into the far side corner. Swychek has it now. She's chopped down to the ice, kept in at the blue line. Haxtell. Sharon calling for it at the blue line. She gets a wrist shot. There's a deflection. Kept in at the blue line by DU. Dupuis got it now. She'll cycle it back around the net for O'Brien. They battle away for it along the near side boards. Sharon turns it over. Taken back by Furla. Brings the puck into the zone. Redirected wide behind the net. Davis. Spinning pass, now it's taken back by Ewald. Here's an opportunity for CU. Ewald in on goal. Oh, and just missing the outside of the net was Ewald. Looking to beat Cunningham along that right pad. She just missed the net. Good goal scoring opportunity there for CU. Still 1-0 as O'Brien and Dupuis play a little hot potato back near their own blue line. Far side, now it's taken by O'Leary. The leading goal scorer for this DU team. O'Leary walks in, fires a shot deflected high and over the net. O'Brien can't clear it. Pacala trying to chip in to keep the puck in the zone. She is successful, but only for the time being as it's sent back into the neutral zone. Here's a potential 2-on-1 opportunity for the Buffs. Puck back behind the net. Back to the blue line. Mitchell shot, redirected wide to the near side corner. Played up ahead. Here's a potential 2-on-1 opportunity for DU. Thrown in front of the net, O'Leary! She can't bury it! Puck still loose! A couple players go crashing down to the ice. What a good goal-scoring opportunity there for DU. Now it's CU back the other way. They're looking for their second. Played towards the slot. There's a shot and a great save by Cunningham as one of her defensemen goes crashing into her. Official still hasn't blown the play dead. We're still going here. Puck still in the DU defensive zone. Back the other way come the Pioneers. It's a 2-on-1. There's a shot thrown towards the front of the net, and now Wine will finally cover things up here with 13:12 remaining in the second. And a collective deep breath from everybody here at Joy Burns Arena as a couple of good goal-scoring opportunities at both ends of the ice. But Shira Wine doing well to keep this a one-goal game. Face-off won by the Buffs. Sullivan, Piatigorsky. Plays it back into the DU zone. This is going to be an icing unless CU can win the foot race, which they did there. Played back around the net. Erickson will send it back towards the neutral zone. It will go all the way back into the CU zone, and we'll have an icing here with 12:47 remaining in the second. Action starting to heat up here in the second period between CU and DU. Final game of the season for the Pioneers on this senior night. Face-off coming to the right side of Cunningham. Piatigorsky will take the draw for CU. Face-off won by the Buffs. Comes back to the blue line for Grant. Slid over for Sullivan. Sullivan, wrist shot from the blue line. Takes a deflection in front of the net. Now the puck comes back into the neutral zone. Piatigorsky wins the race of that one. Lot of speed flying along the near side boards. Trying to find somebody towards the slot. Piatigorsky still has it. Nobody open for CU. She'll hold onto the puck. Top of the circle. Fires a wrist shot. Puck still loose. And now Cunningham will cover things up with 12:19 to go in the second. Face-off coming to the right side of Cunningham. Draw one by CU. Great glove save there by Cunningham. Amanda Wallace thought she had a goal. But Cunningham said, nope, not today. So we'll do it all over again. Face-off to the right side of Cunningham. A couple of players go crashing down to the ice. DU trying to clear the zone, unsuccessful. Play back towards the Pioneer zone. First one in the puck there is Laura Davis. O'Brien stepping in at the blue line to keep the puck into the zone, looking towards the slot. She'll fire it across there. Now it comes all the way back out for Dupuis. Her shot saved again by Cunningham. Puck played back around the net. Colorado doing a great job of keeping the puck in the DU zone. O'Brien's got it. Cycles it back for Dupuis. Wrist shot from the blue line. They score! Colorado has their second. And it's Brianna Ahrens from Powell, Ohio, who put CU on top 2-0. It was a wrist shot from Dupuis at the blue line, a redirection in front of the net by 14 in white, Ahrens. And Colorado has doubled up their lead with 11:28 to go in the second. Face-off won back by DU. Taken here by Donovan. Fires a wrist shot, ricocheted wide of the net. Sharon. And now CU will try to get the puck out of the zone. Pacala chipping in. Furla trying to get the puck out. Five players battle for it along the near side boards. Somebody trying to get it free. Now eventually it does come loose for Sowers. Sowers, ton of speed flying up along that far side. She tosses it towards the slot. Now Pacala. She'll take it for DU. 3-on-2 here for the Pioneers. Pacala, top of the circle. puts on the brakes, plays it back to herself along the boards. Pakala, wrist shot towards the front of the net, redirected into the far side corner by Wine. Played back into the neutral zone, now DU will look to regather. Stolen back by McDonald. Puck thrown back towards the DU zone, taken here by Doherty. She still has the puck. Doherty walks in at the blue line, fires a wrist shot, redirected into the far side corner again by Wine. Doherty again fires a wrist shot, redirected now to the near side corner. And McDonald will play that puck out of play, and we'll have a stoppage with 9:39 remaining in the second period. Face-off coming back inside the CU zone. Shots on goal so far, 15 for DU, 14 for CU. The difference in this one, though, the 2 goals by Ahrens and Piatigorsky have given the Buffs a 2-0 lead. Face-off won by CU, but it comes back to the blue line. There's a wrist shot sailed high and wide over the net by Haxtell. DU has it again. Turned back over. Here's McDonald. McDonald brings the puck into the zone. Fires a wrist shot, takes a deflection in front of the net. Knocked down there by Davis. Stolen back by CU. And the shot there by Pacelli is gloved down and saved by Cunningham. So the Buffs will have an offensive zone face-off here. 9:08 remaining in the second period. Ewald will dig in to take the draw. She wins it back to the blue line for Sullivan. Back to Sullivan. Top of the circle. Scores! What a shot there by number 7, Kieran Sullivan. And the Buffs have 3 with 9:01 to go in the second. A lot of power on that wrist shot by 7, Sullivan, beating the glove side of Cunningham. A roof shot by Kieran Sullivan. And CU's lead has grown to 3-0 here. DU reeling here, needing to get the next one. Zahn plays it up for Piatigorsky. It's a foot race to the puck. It's won by Hardy. Sullivan keeps the puck into the DU zone. Played back into the neutral zone. Taken by Piatigorsky. She'll spin with it back around the dot. Redirected back into the Buff zone. Sullivan plays it over for Zahn. DU trying to get the puck back into the CU zone. And we'll have an offsides here. And a face-off coming outside of the CU zone. Charlotte Katz to take the face-off here for DU. Going up against Ahrens. Draw won by CU, taken by Wallace. Sent back in by the Buffs. Bacala takes the puck behind her own net. Play back for O'Brien. Slid over for Dupuis. Along the far side for Terletska. O'Brien knocks it down. Sent back into the CU zone. Dupuis got it. She'll play it back behind the net for O'Brien. Along the blue line for Wallace. Ahrens. She'll send it back into the DU zone and go off for a change. Doherty will now take it back behind the DU net. Near side boards. Takes a deflection. Ricochets all the way back into the CU zone. No icing there as Sramick won the race to the puck. Swycheck doing some work there along the far side corner. Now it comes free for O'Brien. O'Brien back for Simon. Simon plays it into the neutral zone where it's taken back by DU. Swycheck, puck in her skates. Now she's finally able to settle it down, sends it over for Doherty. Puck played back along the near side boards right in front of us. DU has it. 6:45 remaining here in the second period. Now it's O'Brien. Running to the boards by Swycheck. Played back for McDonald. McDonald plays it back into the neutral zone where it's taken by Doherty. There's a turnover, and now Furla, she'll win the race of the puck to the far side corner. McDonald chipping in, calling for it. Ewald back behind the net. Fasella in front of the goal, and Cunningham with a great pad save. Bouncing puck settled in the neutral zone by Mitchell. She'll send it back into the DU end. Doherty. Plays it around the boards. Comes back for Ewald. She'll chip it back into the DU end. And it'll be played back into the Colorado end for an icing with 5:49 remaining in the second period. So a couple of really good opportunities for Colorado in this period. They've capitalized on two. Potentially could have capitalized on more. Megan Cunningham doing her best to keep this game within reach. 17 shots on goal so far for the team from Boulder. Back to the blue line. Comes loose to Sullivan. Another wrist shot. Takes a deflection in front of the net. Comes free. Taken by Faselli. Faselli. Wrist shot. Saved by Cunningham, and then they score! Bouncing puck in front of the net. Colorado has their fourth, and it's going to be credited to Mia Faselli from Western Springs, Illinois. So unfortunately, things going from bad to worst here for DU, as CU has scored 3 goals in a matter of just under 10 minutes in this second period. Pioneers going to have to dig deep to find a goal. Taken by Zahn. Zahn nearly loses her stick there. Taken back behind the net, thrown in front of the net. Now it comes free to Zahn again. Far side boards, back to the blue line for Sullivan. Back to Zahn. Now Pacala. Taken off the puck again by Zahn. Doing a really good job on this shift. Now here's another opportunity for CU in the pass just too far for Piatigorsky. Back to the blue line for Sullivan. Piatigorsky. Sullivan, blue line, wrist shot, deflection in front of the net. Grant chipping in. And the Pioneers looking to play it forward for O'Leary. Pacala brings the puck into the zone for the Pioneers. Throws on the brakes. Plays it towards the slot. Nobody there in black and red. Furla taking off the puck, and now Grant will play it in her own zone. Grant plays it up along the near side boards, and it goes back into the Pioneers' end. Haxtell plays it towards the middle. There's a big hit laid, and no penalty called there. O'Brien spinning with it. Pioneers looking for the breakaway. They can't get in. Now it comes free for Sowers. Sent back into the DU zone. Davis has it. Cycling it back towards Haxtell. Played back in by DU. Wine redirects into the near side corner. Puck loose in front of the net. Puck still loose behind the net now. Spinning shot played towards the slot. And now back the other way comes CU, but a great job at the blue line there by Laura Davis to keep it in. DU will turn and fire, and now that is the second time in this game that far side official has been hit by a puck. One of the DU players goes crashing down to the ice. No call for tripping there. Back behind the net for Davis. Now can DU break out? They cannot. Played back into the Pioneer zone. They battle away for it in the far side corner with 2:40 remaining here in the second period. Pioneers will go off for a change. Puck is not coming free in that corner. We got to decide who wants this more. Now finally it comes free for DU. Taken by Davis. Turns it over behind her own net. Faselli. Towards the slot. There's a quick shot and a save by Cunningham. She doesn't know where the puck is. Ewald. Faselli. Great save by Cunningham. Dupuis keeps it in at the point. Back behind the net. Faselli the first one there. Cycling it back towards one of her teammates. O'Brien chipping in. Does a good job to keep the puck in the zone. Faselli, a shot. Cunningham, a save. Big hit late in front of the net, and now there's going to be a penalty upcoming here to DU. And the Buffs will go on the power play with 1:42 remaining in the second period. And it looks like it's going to be Avery Hackstall from Grand Forks, North Dakota, who's going to the box. So the Buffs with a really good opportunity here to get their 5th goal. First time we'll see the CU power play unit out here tonight. Face-off coming to the right side of Cunningham. Draw one by the Pioneers. Played back towards the neutral zone, and now Sullivan will retreat together. Slides it over for O'Brien. O'Brien brings the puck into the zone, throws on the brakes, comes loose to Wallace. Wallace turns it over, back to Sullivan. Sullivan back to O'Brien. O'Brien drops it back for Wallace. Slid down for O'Sullivan. Check that O'Brien. Aarons. Knifing her way towards the front of the net. Comes free for Wallace. Back to the blue line for Sullivan. Back to Wallace. O'Brien. Back to Sullivan. Over to Sowers. Sowers surveys. Plays it back for O'Brien. O'Brien, Sullivan, wrist shot, saved by Cunningham. Puck still loose, actually, and now the officials will finally blow it dead with 33.1 remaining in the second period. 51 seconds remaining on the penalty assessed to Hackstall. CU with 13 shots on goal in this period alone. Face-off coming to the right side of Cunningham. Face-off won by the Buffs. Faselli at the blue line. There's a shot and a goal! Colorado from an impossible angle. And the Buffs have 5. And it's Anna Masiello who gets the 5th goal of the game for CU, a power play goal with 24 seconds remaining in the second period. Not much Cunningham could do there. I thought there was no chance that puck was going to be able to get towards the net. And Masiello, her 11th goal of the season. And CU's lead has ballooned to 5. 15 seconds remaining in this period. Cunningham will just cover things up here. And I didn't think I heard a whistle. being blown. I believe the officials just wanted Cunningham to play that puck. But now we'll have a face-off coming to the left side of Cunningham with 10.3 seconds remaining in the second. Face-off won by DU. Bakella. 3 seconds remaining. And that's going to do it here for the second period. 4 goals in the second frame by CU. Their lead is ballooned to 5. We head to the third at Joy Burns Arena. You're watching a presentation of DU Women's Hockey presented by Price Productions. Welcome back to Joy Burns Arena on this Valentine's Saturday in the Mile High City. Set to begin the third period of action between DU and CU on this senior night here for the DU women's hockey team. They find themselves in a 5-goal hole right now as CU was able to put 4 past Megan Cunningham there in the second period. A couple of really great shots there, including the last goal by Anna Masiello from Littleton, Colorado, from what has to be described as a impossible angle, beating Cunningham over her shoulder. So now we look to see, can the Pioneers get one back here? Start to chip away against this Colorado lead. As we've mentioned throughout the broadcast, this is the final game for DU. There is no postseason for the Pioneers. The Buffs, however, have qualified for the WCCHL tournament, so they will have an opportunity for some postseason hockey. And right now they find themselves ranked 17th in the country. The top 15 teams will play for a national championship. So the Buffs just on that cut line. A big win today against DU could help maybe push them over that line, and certainly a good showing in the conference tournament could do that. 20 minutes to go here. Third period of action underway from Joy Burns Arena as the Buffs have won the faceoff. Faselli turns it over for Doherty. Taken back by CU. Played along the far side and now back for the Pioneers. Back behind the net for Doherty. Doherty looking to play it up ahead. She's taken off the puck by Faselli. Back for the blue line for Dupuis. Slid down there for Masiello. Puck played back towards the slot. And now back the other way comes Donovan. Donovan will launch it back into the Buff zone. Dupuis comes back for Faselli. She's chopped down going to the net. Cunningham redirects into the far side corner. Play back to the blue line for O'Brien. O'Brien shuffles it back into the far side corner. Piatigorsky has it behind the net. Puck got stuck there by a patch of wet ice. Back to the blue line for Zahn. And we have a penalty upcoming here to DU behind the play, and I believe they're going to get Laura Davis, who's going to the box here to serve a 2-minute minor. Let's wait to see what the call is here. And it's going to be a tripping call going against the defender from Haley, Idaho. So the Buffs on the power play here, 18:42 remaining in the third period, as they look to put half a dozen on the scoreboard. Power play unit out there for CU. Face-off won by the Pioneers, taken by Hardy. And she'll fire it back into the CU end to kill off some time here. Wine will play it behind the net for Sullivan. Sullivan over for O'Brien. O'Brien chopped off the puck there by O'Leary. Played back into the neutral zone, taken again by Sullivan. Over for Wallace. Back to Sullivan. Up for Ahrens. Turned back over and taken by Bourbon. Bourbon walking in on the zone, loses the puck back to Sowers. Played back for O'Brien. O'Brien up for Sowers. Slid over for Wallace. Wallace throws the brakes on back to the blue line. Wrist shot by Sullivan. Ricochets wide. There's a hit late in the corner there by Pacella. And she'll send it back into the Buff zone with 1 minute remaining on the penalty assessed to Davis. Sullivan. Played up ahead. Taken here by Masiello. Slid towards the front of the net for Piatigorsky. Back to the blue line for Dupuis. Does well there to keep the puck in the zone, or at least we thought she kept it in the zone. Far side official calls it offsides, so the faceoff will come back outside the DU zone. 41 seconds remaining on the Davies minor. Faceoff coming up just in front of us. Draw won by the Buffs. Dupuis Slid it over for Faselli. Dumps it back into the DU zone and played back into the neutral zone by the Pioneers. Dupuis will retreat to gather it. Up for Faselli. Masiello. Plays it towards the slot. Cunningham unable to control that rebound. Ewald, she's chopped down to the ice there by Doherty. Masiello plays it towards the slot, and now DU will send it back into the Buffs' end, and the Pioneers will kill off this power play with 16:40 remaining in the third period. Faselli fires one towards the front of the net, chopped at there by Katz. Pacella. She'll start the attack for DU. And she'll dump it back into the CU zone, ricocheted off of one of the Colorado players on their bench, so the faceoff will come back outside the CU zone. Faceoff just in front of the CU bench. Comes free for the Buffs. Now it's taken by Hardy. Pacella sends it back into the zone. She keeps it into the zone. Pacella walks in, fires a wrist shot, takes a deflection, and back the other way comes CU. Taken by Wallace. Up for Ahrens. Looking far side for Terlecka. Just too far. So Davis out of the box. She has the puck now. She still has it. And now she's finally taken off it right in front of the boards in front of us here. Ceramic. Plays it back for Davis. Far side. Stolen back by Simon. Dumps the puck into the zone. Played back into the neutral zone. Taken by McDonald. She'll turn and fire it back into the DUN. Now Davis will go retreat to gather it. Now it's taken by Sweetcheck. Sweetcheck behind her own net. Playing it off the boards back into the neutral zone. Taken by McDonald. Now here comes Sowers. Throwing on the brakes. Drops it off for Simon. Plays the puck towards the front of the net. And there's a save by Cunningham. Donovan has it. Donovan, 1-on-4. She's taken off the puck. Sharon throwing on the brakes. Turn back over. Taken by Sowers. Thrown towards the CU net. And Wine will cover things up here with 14:24 remaining in the third period. Shots on goal so far, 25 for CU, 17 for the Pioneers. Shira Wine playing a phenomenal game in net for the Buffs. Face-off won by CU. Piatigorsky has it behind her own net. Plays it towards the middle where it's taken by Paulson. She's run off the puck there by one of the DU defenders. Doherty plays it up, looking for O'Leary. Piatigorsky has it. She's being hooked. She fires a wrist shot. There's a save by Cunningham, and she'll cover things up here. No call there for what seemed to me to be a clear-cut hooking, but as it stands, we'll play 5-on-5 hockey. 14:01 remaining in the third period. Face-off coming to the left side of Cunningham. Piatigorsky digs in to take the draw for CU. Face-off one back to the blue line, taken by Dupuis. Wrist shot, glove save again by Cunningham. So we'll do it all over again. Face-off, left side, Cunningham. One back to the blue line. Dupuis shot, takes a deflection in front of the net. Sent back towards the blue line, kept in by O'Brien. And there's going to be an offsides here as that puck just drifted back into the neutral zone for only a half a second, but that's just enough to draw the play offsides. Face-off coming just in front of the Pioneers bench. Face-off won by DU. Kept in, though, however, by CU. Masiello knifing her way towards the front of the net. Bouncing puck, can't be settled. Here's a shot from the slot by Ewald, ricocheted high and over the netting. Puck goes out of play. It was deflected by a DU stick, so the face-off will stay in the Pioneers' end. Face-off now coming to the right side of Cunningham. Ewald digs in to take the draw here against Shockett. Faselli bringing the puck around the net. Faselli trying a Michigan, and a great last-second save by Cunningham. Puck still loose in front of the net. Masiello has it now. Now it comes free for Pacala. Pacala has it again, far side corner, back to Ewald at the blue line. Her shot sails high and over the net. Sullivan chipping in to keep it in the zone. She'll dump it back around the DU net. Masiello there first. Comes free for the Pioneers. Puck in the skates. Now it's taken back here by Bourbon. Played back into the Pioneer zone. First one there. Haxtell. There's a quick shot from the corner, and now Cunningham will cover things up with 12:23 remaining. The 29th shot on goal for the Buffs. It's been all CU here in the last couple of minutes, as we almost witnessed what surely would have been the best goal of the game. A Michigan attempt by one of the CU Buffs, but Cunningham was not going to let herself be a part of that highlight reel. Taken back here by DU. Played to the blue line. Great job by CU to keep the puck in the Pioneers' end. Haxtell, the first one there. Plays it along the boards. Buffs go off for a change. Played back into the neutral zone. Played by Mitchell. Sent back into the CU end. Buffs had to tag up there. Three players battling for the puck along the boards just in front of the Zamboni entrance. Now it comes free. Here's an opportunity behind the net by Sowers. Her pass just in front of him, and two Colorado players go crashing into each other, and Sowers got the worst of that one from Furla. Haxtell to the blue line. Could DU break out? They can. Ceramic has it now. Fires it towards the front of the net. Redirected into the near side corner. Olsen working against a couple of Colorado Buffalo defenders there. Sowers has it. Looking for Furla. Just missing her on the pass, so it goes back into the DU zone. Played back into the Buffs' end. Mitchell, the first one on the puck, no icing. Puck played along the far side boards. Kept in by DU. Puck played towards the slot. Here's an opportunity for the Pioneers. Bouncing puck. There's a shot by Doherty and a great pad save by Wine. Now here comes Piatigorsky. In on goal. Far side. Behind the net. Throwing on the brakes. 20 still has it. Piatigorsky behind the net again, playing it to the blue line for Dupuis. Slap shot from the point. Pad save there by Cunningham. Doherty plays it back behind the net. Pioneers scrambling here. Cycling it back to Doherty. Sharon wins the race to the puck. Kept in by CU. Suffocating pressure here by the Buffs. Doherty nearly running into the official for a second time. He does not want two of those on this game film. Faselli Ewald. Sent back into the Pioneer zone. Played up ahead. It comes free back to Dupuis. O'Brien. Turnover. Dupuis there for CU, so he'll cycle it around the net. Ewald will play it back into the neutral zone. Taken by Masiello. Drops it back. Faselli. Faselli scores from the top of the circle. Beating Cunningham, glove side, top corner. It's a half a dozen for the Buffs. And CU just on their game more tonight. 31 shots on goal. They have six goals on the evening as Sullivan plays it up along the boards. Glove down by Aarons. Taken by O'Leary. O'Leary plays it off the boards. And it's turned back for Sullivan. Sent back into the Pioneer zone. 8:50 remaining in this contest. Pacella the first one there. Pacella still has it. Plays it along the far side boards. Chipping it up. Here's O'Leary. Can O'Leary get the first goal of the game for the Pioneers? O'Leary shoots. There's a save. Second chance opportunity and another great save by Wine. Pacella, wrist shot. Saved again by Shira Wine. Gonna have to do better than that to beat the Utah goaltender. Shira Wine from Camas, Utah. 22 shots on goal for DU, 22 saves for Wine. Here comes McDonald. Brings the puck into the zone. McDonald, top of the circle, fires a shot, takes a deflection in front of the net. Redirected behind the net. Now it's taken by DU, sent back into the neutral zone. This puck will go all the way back into the Buffs' end. No icing here. Deflected there at the blue line. Comes out to Furla. She's chopped down there by one of the DU players. And now it comes back for Mitchell. Mitchell plays it along the boards looking for Simon. Here's Simon with it now. She'll dump it back into the Pioneers' end where it's taken by Hextall. Loose puck in front of the net. DU trying to get it out. They can't. It comes free for McDonald. Her shot saved by Cunningham. She'll play into the corner. Paulson has it. Plays it back to the blue line for Mitchell. Back to Paulson. Towards the slot. Turnover for DU. But can McDonald keep it in? She cannot. Furla has it. Over for Mitchell. Up ahead for Paulson. Taken by Daves. Piotogorski has it now for CU. Looking to play it up ahead for 68 Zahn, and just too far for her. Daves plays it back along the boards. It comes out to the neutral zone. Dupuis has it. She'll chip it up ahead. Paulson was offsides there, so the Buffs will have to tag up. Now here comes DU trying to get the puck out of their own zone. Zahn driving Haxtell into the boards. 5 players battle away for the puck. Not coming loose. Now it finally comes free for DU. Played back for Davis. Looking towards the middle. Ricochets off the skate of Zahn, back to O'Brien. Back to Zahn. Zahn looking to play in the middle for Ewald. Too far for her. Now it's taken here by Ceramic. Played back behind the net for Dupuis. Slides it over for O'Brien. Masiello has it. She's taken off the puck by DU. Puck thrown in front of the net. There's another good save by Wine on the wraparound attempt. Back to Masiello. Good job by DU there to keep it in the Buffs' end, and now Wine will cover it up with 5:42 remaining in the third period. So the faceoff upcoming here to the left side of Wine. DU trying to get their first goal of the game. what it would mean to one of the 5 seniors on this DU club playing their final game for the Pioneers. Now Wallace has it. Swycheck. Comes free for Doherty. Doherty has Sharon with her. Doherty walks in, fires a shot. Easy save there by Wine. Sullivan behind her own net. Sullivan has it now, looking to play it towards the middle for Wallace. Wallace can't glove it down. Goes all the way back into the DU end for Pacala. Doherty. Played up ahead. Taken here by Donovan. Donovan fires a wrist shot from the blue line, redirected into the near side corner by Wine. Kept in by Pacala. Thrown towards the slot. Bouncing puck can't be settled. Now it comes free for Hardy. Hardy trying to knife her way in front of the net. Donovan gets chopped down from behind. And now it comes free once again for CU as Ahrens has it. She'll dump it back into the DU zone. Pacala has it. Shovels it up ahead and now sent back in there by Moravchik. Played towards the slot and the puck just goes into the far side corner. Back behind the net for Sowers. Pacala chipping in. And there's a turnover. Here comes Sowers back the other way. Sowers in on goal. Cunningham plays it towards the far side corner. Pacala along the boards. O'Leary back behind the net. Her stick got stuck there in the Zamboni doors here at Joy Burns Arena. Here's a potential opportunity for DU. And Sowers does well there to get back on the back check. McDonald nearly losing the puck. Now it comes free for Mitchell. Up ahead for Paulson. Paulson top of the circle, taking it around the wide. Plays it towards the slot. Nobody there for CU. Played back for Paulson, top of the circle, wrist shot deflected there by Davis. Davies cycles it back for Bourbon. Now it's taken again by Mitchell. 3 minutes remaining in this contest. Mitchell, far side. Puck once again getting stuck there near those Zamboni doors. Axtell sends it around the net for Davis. Plays it into the middle. Stolen back by CU. Played along the far side. Buffs go off for a change. Mitchell wins the race to the puck. Taken back by the Pioneers. Axtell throws it back into the zone. She has to work against Dupuis, who's been all over the ice tonight for CU, the captain for this Colorado Buffaloes team. Doherty will fire it back into the far side corner. Taken by Dupuis. Up ahead for Masiello. Spinning with it. Plays it towards the slot. Looking for Faselli. Here's an opportunity for DU. It's taken by Ceramic. Ceramic one-on-one. Gets the wrist shot off. Saved there by Wine. Puck played back towards the slot, and now it's taken behind the net by O'Brien. She'll fire it towards the blue line. And DU keeping it in for the time being, and now back the other way comes Faselli. Faselli towards the slot. And there's a good back-checking opportunity there by Ceramic. Comes back to the neutral zone, played by Sullivan. 1:20 remaining in this contest. It's been all CU in this one as they lead DU 6-0. Doherty. She'll dump it in and go in and chase after it. She'll have to work against Grant. Piatigorsky plays it towards the middle. Here's Terletska. Terletska over Wallace. Shot saved by Cunningham. 56.3 seconds remaining in the third. Just 1 minute remaining here for the Pioneers to get a goal on senior night. Face-off coming to the right side of Cunningham. And DU has used their timeout here with 56.3 seconds remaining in the third. And for these 5 DU seniors, if you can see just next to their bench, they have their home jerseys hanging up. They are trying to will their team towards a goal here. They do not want to be shut out on senior night. And folks, I got to be honest with you, I've called a lot of the DU men's club games this season. The energy in this building is a little different tonight. The fans are having fun. The players are jumping up and down and dancing with every song. This is a team that they don't really care about the score there. They want to get one, however, and end this senior night with a goal. And the Pioneers will close out this final minute with all 5. Sweetcheck, Sharon, Erickson, Shearling, and finally, Moravchik. So all 5 seniors out there for the Pioneers. 45 seconds remaining in this competition. Shearling trying to send it up. It comes back for Sweetcheck. She's chopped down, or rather just tripped over the blue line. Back into the far side, Sharon's got it. 20 seconds remaining. Now here come the Pioneers. Shearling, she'll fire it towards the goal. Wine will cover it up with 10 seconds remaining. I felt like the officials could have called that whistle a little bit sooner. Instead, they'll let 2 seconds run off the clock, so 10 seconds remaining. Face-off coming to the right side of Wine. Moravchik digs in to take the draw. It's won by the Buffs. Sullivan plays it along the near side boards. Puck sent back into the DU zone. Sweetcheck has it, and that's going to do it. Colorado completes the season sweep over the Pioneers. They win the final regular season game by a final score of 6-0. And the Pioneers players join in a group hug here as their season unfortunately comes to an end with a 6-0 loss. It'll still be all smiles here from Joy Burns Arena. As I mentioned just a minute ago, the fun was rocking from the second player introductions hit until the final buzzer. But that is going to do it for Price Productions coverage of DU women's hockey this season. For all of us here at Price Productions, we hope you enjoyed watching this year. We can't wait to be back next year, hopefully. Final score from Joy Burns. CU 6, DU nothing. I'm Ben Canvasser for Price Productions. Good night and have a enjoyable rest of your Valentine's Saturday.